Okay, this video is going to be strictly on how to remove the shower handle even though you take this screw off here. So you go in here with a hex, one of these things, and you loosen it, right? And then it pops out, and then you're like, okay, now my handle's going to pop off, but you're like shaking it and pulling it, it's not coming off. You're wondering if there's another screw to pull off. There's not. You got the one screw out. Usually that's all that's holding it in. The problem with these things is that they corrode over time, and they corrode together, and they get really, really stuck. And they have devices that kind of pull on and grab around it and pull it off manually, because you don't want to tug on this and break the pipes behind the wall, right? But what you do, and this worked really good for me, I tried spraying some WD-40 behind here, but I got some vinegar. I went through and I just sprayed it up inside here. You know, I sprayed it probably 10 different times to make sure it got up inside, because it's very corroded after several years of sitting there. And I went through and I was just shaking it, literally just shaking it as hard as I could, trying to get it off, and it wasn't working. And finally I just got a crowbar. Just don't want to put a lot of pressure on there. You want to go around and break that corroded seam, essentially, that seal, the corroded seal that you don't want. But let that vinegar sit for a minute first, and eventually that will pop off. But you see how that's all corroded? It's all corroded in there. It literally will corrode together and adhere to itself. So the vinegar will break that up. And I have another video on how to install these right here. Please watch that video if you want to know how to install the cartridges.